Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where today we're going to be talking about some brand new details surrounding the bi-regeneration and the current mythology of Doctor Who as explained by Russell T Davies, including stuff to do with the TARDIS split and the Timeless Child, and we're going to be talking about a change to the TARDIS that I actually helped in. That's something I never thought I'd say, but yeah, we're going to get right into it. Also, subscribe if you're new, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're trying to get as many subscribers as possible, and any support would be greatly appreciated. But with that said, let's get into the video. So the first thing I wanted to cover, and something that was actually a relatively big worry in my initial 60th anniversary giggle kind of reaction video, was the idea that Ncuti didn't get the original TARDIS, but instead a copy that was kind of the result of the Toymaker's magic. I felt that optically it would be bad for Ncuti to not have the real TARDIS, but instead have a copy of the TARDIS. And Russell T Davies has confirmed via the Doctor Who commentary tracks that are on iPlayer that yes, in a future story it will be expanded upon that this is the original TARDIS, which I'm very, very glad about. I do still sort of worry about this plot point from the perspective of, I think it's going to give ammunition to some people to say, oh, Ncuti isn't the real Doctor's David back on Earth. But nonetheless, I am very glad that this was confirmed.
On that, yeah.
You see, I think, if I'm any judge of fandom, people will worry that is a new TARDIS and not the old TARDIS, Ncuti's TARDIS.
Right.
And I'm here to say, in a story to come, there is proof that it's still the old TARDIS.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
And it's put a lot of my worries to rest about this concept. And after some rewatches, I have to say I'm a lot more comfortable with the bi-regeneration and Tennant going off to live a separate life than I was. One of the other things I thought was really cool is that there's a line in the episode where the Toymaker says, I made a jigsaw out of your history. Did you like it? Ooh, what does this mean? Is this kind of a hint towards the Timeless Child and all of that? And Russell T Davies has also confirmed in the commentary tracks that it's him loosening the rules. Is the Doctor half human in the movie? Is he a timeless child? He is whatever you want him to be. I really like this idea, kind of this idea of making it so the Toymaker created this jigsaw out of the Doctor's history to kind of explain why a lot of the Doctor's origins from the different showrunners doesn't align with each other. I really like that, and it kind of lets you kind of pick and choose any bits you want to see as canon. If you don't want to see the Timeless Child as canon, you don't have to see it as canon. If you want to include the half-human stuff, include the half-human stuff. This is like a great have your cake and eat it too solution, and I have to say, I also loved the Toymaker. I want him to come back, more so than the Master, which Russell also confirmed the Master won't be coming back anytime soon. That was just a nice little kind of tease thing, which I'm honestly kind of glad about, because as I've spoken about in previous videos, I do feel like the Master's a bit played out. On the topic of cosmic villains though, Russell T Davies also said in the Doctor Who podcast that he is leaning into more kind of godlike mythical beings, including some returning ones for his upcoming era, and that the quote-unquote legions that the Toymaker mentions at the end of this episode is a hint towards those. The fact that he mentioned returning gods, please Russell, bring back Sutekh. I beg of you, I would love Sutekh to come back so much. That would mean the world to me. I love Sutekh, love Pyramids of Mars. I think you could do great things with him in the 21st century. A Ncuti Sutekh story would be incredible. Please do it. But yeah.
The Toymaker said his legions are coming, and they are. Faithful viewers, listeners, podcasters, I can tell you they are. Possibly also involving pantheons of previous godlike characters.
This is one of the interesting things. So Russell's theory with regards to the bi-regeneration is that this wasn't an isolated incident for just this Doctor, but instead, part of the Toymaker's gift, the prize, is that each Doctor splits off post-regeneration. From Hartnell all the way to Whittaker. They all split off, and they're their own separate incarnations. Now, I've seen some people say they don't like this. I personally don't mind it. His idea is essentially to have the Doctorverse in kind of a nod to the Spider-Verse. It is also clarified in these commentary tracks that the idea of this special is that the bi-regeneration is actually a Doctor from slightly later in the Doctor's timeline. As Ncuti says, we're doing rehab out of order. So I like that the bi-regeneration isn't necessarily... It's the sort of thing where David Tennant does have to eventually regenerate into Ncuti. I wish they'd have made that a bit clearer. But as for the idea of Doctors splitting off, I think that's conceptually fine. I mean, I prefer it to the Timeless Child personally. And if you don't like it, he's only said it in a podcast, So it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to do that, or a commentary track, I should say. He also spoke a little bit as well about why he doesn't really like doing multi-Doctor stories, and I think that makes sense. He sort of said that it's not quite as exciting to have characters who are all as smart as each other at the same time, and he's always wanted to do a story where the future Doctor helps out the current Doctor. I really like that as an idea. It's different, and I'd rather him do a story he feels like he wants to do, rather than doing a multi-Doctor just for the sake of tradition, I suppose. Finally, I wanted to talk about this, because a lot of you have been sending me questions about this, and I wanted to put the rumours to bed, if you will. Last night, in the behind-the-scenes YouTube video, Ruth Manley talks about how much it meant to her to see a ramp on the TARDIS, and there's a bit in this where she says that Russell was contacted by a fan. They said something to the effect of, oh, you know, I never thought I'd get on the TARDIS and stuff, so Russell put a ramp in.
I am not going to lie to you, when Russell told me that we were putting a ramp in the TARDIS, I cried. I did. He actually told me about a fan who'd contacted him, who was a wheelchair user, and said how much he admired Russell's work. And he said, even though I can't get in the TARDIS because it's not wheelchair accessible, I just love it. And Russell was like, so we changed that instantly. We changed that.
And I can confirm that that fan was me. What happened was, Russell saw one of my videos where I mentioned not being sure as a kid whether I'd be able to get on board the TARDIS, so he decided to put a ramp in for the future. And it is in fact referred to as the Tharies ramp on the set. And seeing Ruth Manley tear up at this actually got me a bit emotional, not gonna lie. And then here you can see Benjamin Cook, who does Doctor Magazine, saying it's true, it's there because of you. Yeah. To be honest, I can't quite process that. The idea that Russell saw something I said and went, let's change it. Not only let's change it, but everyone on the set refers to it as the Tharies ramp. That's mental to me. I want to thank the crew for doing something and taking something that I said and treating it with such sincerity. I think that's such a wonderful thing. And I mean, I cannot be grateful enough. And I'm so happy that all disabled children growing up now will know for sure they'll be able to go on the TARDIS from here on out. That's a lovely thing, because I was never sure as a kid. You know, some chairs, they can go up higher lips, others can't. So to have this is a really, really cool thing. And I wanted to just address it and say, yes, it is true. I am part of the reason there's a ramp there. I don't want to take full credit because it's mainly the team. And of course, I bet Ruth had input as well. But yeah, well done to the team, and just thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't quite get over it. It baffles me, to be honest. And it did get me a bit emotional when Russell told me back at that Starbreeze screening. And of course, I hadn't been able to talk about it until broadcast, because he was like, oh, save it till broadcast. So I saved it, and now here it is. Yeah, thank you, Russell. And thank you, team. That's just incredible. But that's about all I wanted to talk about. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.